Ah, my eyes. Bloody hell, look how bright that is. That is the brightest thing I've seen since sliced bread. Bloody hell, this is a great... I'm joking. Anyways, got this thing. Excuse me. Now, I'm guessing you're going through YouTube looking for someone with this. And I can tell you now, it's actually brighter than that. My Xbox has gone into that sleepy sort of mode, so... There you go. There you go. Get a projector screen if you're getting a projector. Always do. It'll make it look like a TV. But anyways, you want to know about this projector, I'm guessing, because it's cheap. Hopefully they haven't raised the price following Brexit and the pound dropping to, like, low as hell. I remember when £1 was, like... $1.67 or something like that. Now it's like $1.20. Oh, look how far that's gone down. But this is a nice cheap projector. I quite like it. Now, 10 feet away. Right, let's get started. 10 feet away. That's about the distance from the projector up there to the wall there, and that'll give you an 84-inch screen. It's about that much. Oh, just for some reason I feel I should disclaim that this is not a paid video, so I honestly don't give a donkey's. I'm just going to state everything bad about it under the sun. Like, screw you, bloody projector company. No, it's actually alright projector. And plus, a lot of this is just going to be my opinion anyway, so... But we all know it isn't. So, bottom... Well, let's start with the focus. Bottom right corner, always a bit always a bit blurry. But if you don't want that bit to be blurry, how about you have all this section of the screen blurry? Yeah, I think you'll know which one I've got it as. It's really annoying because that bit's always blurry and then that side's really sharp. What I need to do is I need to move this whole projector screen to the left a bit, because honestly what I think, like, what you have to do is, because this is not really a higher end projector where they make sure everything is perfect before selling it, you have to have the projector in line with the screen, otherwise it's not going to be any good. Now, the thing with the blurry down there or all across here, I think it's because if you have a look, the screen doesn't actually meet the edge of this bottom left corner or the top right, but it perfectly meets the edge over there. So I think I've got the projector slightly too far to the left, but I can't put it any more right because the wall is right there, so I'm going to have to move that whole screen to the left and move the projector along with it. Anyways, that being said, you will notice a few focus issues, especially if you're keystoning. If you, like, I don't know, it's just a quick sort of way of, I don't know how they've done the keystoning. I'm assuming they've done it like, I don't know. But what you will notice, if you keystone, one bit will be slightly blurred and the other part will be fine. So that is something to bear in mind. Brightness, now I could... Yeah, you have to have the room dim. Like, obviously don't expect it to, like, go up against the sun and be like, yeah, I can still see that clear. No, it's not like that. You're projecting on something white, it's going to reflect every colour under the sun. At any brightness, if the sun is shining in your room, you're definitely going to get a washed out image. It's not like TVs where it's black anyways and it absorbs the light, sort of. So that's also one thing to bear in mind. Now this blind is closed, there's light and sort of ambient light. It's not bright in here, to be honest, it's actually quite dark, but projector screen's lighting the room up. What else? Oh yes, volume. Now the speaker in this projector is really bad. Again, that's my opinion. There is no. This is the First projector I've come across with no volume control whatsoever. The only volume control you get is mute, and the problem is with muting. Where is that remote? Oh yeah, it fell down the left hand side of my bed. Whoops. Hold on. 2 minutes, lads. Finding a remote. Okay, just use the torch on my other phone. You're not looking at the mess down the side of my bed. Honestly, it's dusty as hell down there. Oh, there it is. I'll wedge my hand in here. That's what she said. Okay. Got it. Right. So you get a remote of it, of course. What device doesn't come with a remote? So there's a mute button in the top left corner. If you press that, that is going to stay up there for the rest of your life. So the only way you can get around muting it is turning HDMI audio off on whatever box you got. You have to find an alternative way to get sound. So I use the stereo adapter with the Xbox One, but if I've got a PC, then I can use the headphone out on that. If you've got Skybox, I honestly do not have an effing clue where else you're going to get your sound from. I don't know how they work. I don't know how any other device works. There is no audio out on the projector. There's just like, there's an audio jack in the back of it, but above it says USB, so I don't really want to risk plugging it into an amplifier and give it an extra 5 volts. I don't know if that will actually blow it up or not, but I'd just rather not risk it. I don't even suggest shoving anything there, to be honest. There's no USB on the back apart from that one bit that apparently apparently it is USB, and I don't know. There's no USB port on the back by the looks of it. But I might not be looking hard enough. If you have any questions, ask me and I'll look on the spot. Trust me, comments, Twitter, whatever you want, I'll have a look, see if it does it, whatever. So that's one problem. The sound is bad. No volume adjustment, always on full blast, and if you mute it, that's up there for the rest of your life. So I don't know, just do your research, find something that can split the audio out, I don't know, and you'll be all good to go. Yeah, so that being said, let's move on to the next thing. Is when you first turn it on, see what they've done here is basically you're seeing it on the camera like kind of how it is. You see it like a TV. It looks normal, doesn't it? It looks absolutely fine, but when you first get it, let's just say the whole image looks really juicy. So it's kind of, like that looks really impressive and bright on the camera, but to the eye it's just disgusting. By saying that, it does look very, like the colours do look very impressive, but it's wrong. Simply because, if you look at something that's like a darker shade of blue or something, it's got to be nearly black. Or just any dark shade will be completely black, and then you'll look at something right next to it, and it's blinding bright. Although I do prefer the brightness quite bright, but come on, you've got to get your colours and contrast correct. Oh, I wouldn't say colours, because the colours are correct, but you know what I mean. I swear they only done that just to impress people. Like, their cameras are probably crap over there if... I don't know, but it doesn't look good to the eye when you first get it. It only looks good for the camera, so I suggest you if you do get this, just come back here and just set your settings like that, and yeah, you should be fine. Just make sure the temperature's on normal as well, don't want it on cold. Oh, and also I'd also like to point out aspect ratio, point to point, always put it like that. That's basically PC mode on a TV. Because if you have it on 16:9 or something, look, you see it all cut out, and yeah, so it's just, you don't want anything cut out. You want the full package, or like whatever you plug it into. So that's literally the whole screen coming through right there. When you get the box, do not put a knife through it, like I put a knife through mine. Just please take care, because if you put a knife through the top of the box, you'll stab the projector. It's not great, is it? You don't want it to break before you even bloody open the thing, but you know, it comes with a HDMI cable, but it's not a very thick one, as you may have guessed. It also comes with a yellow, red and white cable, not a component cable. Component cable go 1080p. This one's just like just a video out sort of thing. So, you know, they kind of I don't think they're giving you a HDMI cable long enough. I prefer it if they're giving you like 3 meters or something, because this is just really bad. Like, it doesn't even reach maximum. Like, no HDMI cable is able to reach maximum or anything. Just so, like, so if your devices are pretty far away, I'd suggest getting a longer sort of cable, obviously. Oh, if you're wondering if it can flip, yes it can. Every projector can flip, so, like, you know, you can have it upside down, you can have it projected in the opposite side of the wall, upside down, upside up, and just, like, normal like this. So every projector has that, so you wouldn't have to worry about that. The main thing you want to be concerned about is the lack of audio, sort of, you know, lack of audio quality, and the fact that the mute thing stays up there in the top left corner. I'd just like to say, funnily enough, this is my opinion, so just be careful, don't sue me. Don't bash on this projector just because I said it's bad. But it's not bad, it's actually good, but it's bad. I don't know. Like, it's good because, well, it's perfect because, like, I can get around all of these little issues. Like, I don't mind if it's a bit blurry down there, and don't really matter because I can turn the HDMI audio off and stuff. But, you know, do expect these things when you get it. It's nice and cheap though, £145. I'm really impressed. 720p. It can go up to like 1080p, but it won't. Obviously, it won't be seeing 1080p. And plus, it flickers a bit on 1080p, which is really bad. But I don't know, it's not that bad. Only flickers for a few seconds. Honestly, I'll just avoid 1080p. I really can't handle it. Anyways, that's that. Turning on and off. Now, you can keep this off for a whole week, and it will turn on exactly the same as if you had it on already. Like, say if I just turn it off now, you don't even need to press the button twice to turn it off, but now it's off. If I press the button now, this will literally start up exactly the same as it has been. Like, it's been cold startup earlier. But say that if I left this for 12 hours now, it would start up exactly like this. You press a button and boom, it's literally going to do that. Doesn't matter how long you keep it off for. So that's one advantage. I'm guessing it's LED. But because it's an LED, it's also a disadvantage because it can't go as bright as a bulb. So just try and keep the lights down, lads. One last thing I would like to point out, which is really a pain in the ass, is the delay. Now, if you're going to use this for, like, games and stuff, please don't come to me and complain because, like, oh, you advertise this as with an Xbox One plugged into it, and it's absolutely horrible because, like, I move the stick and 10 years later it only adjusts me. No, just don't complain to me about that. Please, thanks. Okay, so the main thing you want to worry about, this is not like a 2 millisecond delay, not a 0 millisecond delay, not any delay you'd find in the monitor, which it should be, but no, this is a bit worse than that. I'll demonstrate in a second. But I will say, you'll just get used to it after 5 minutes. You won't even notice it after 5 minutes, or even at all. But if you need the 0 delay, then I'd invest in a more expensive projector. You can see the image is quite bright. My camera can focus into the light on there. It's very sharp as well. This one, like, oh, may I point out, the sharpness in the settings does nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Anyways, so as you can see demonstrated on the camera, you can easily see that is delayed. But it's not that bad. I mean, it looks worse on the camera than it does when you're actually holding the controller. But you'll literally get used to it. It won't really matter. You won't even have to think. It's like, when playing. It'll be fine. It'll be all good. So anyways, just to wrap things up, I have looked around the settings for a volume control. I'm guessing it's a mono speaker, so I guess you could put that all the way to the left and right to turn it up and down. But I guess the audio quality is bad because it's always on full volume and it might distort a bit, but other than that, it's good. It's a nice project. Backlight doesn't do anything as well, so don't expect it to go brighter or dimmer when you adjust that. I put it to 0 and it's still the same brightness as it is now. Never mind, good for films and stuff. You wouldn't, no worries about a delay there, but games and everything, if you're playing games on it, just bear that in mind. There's like just the slightest delay you'll ever see. But once you get playing in the game, you'll get used to it, so not anything to worry about, to be honest. Now, a rating out of 5 for this projector, I'd say 4 because of the money, but other than that, if it was more expensive, I'd just give it a 3. If it was a 1K, I'd give it a 1, but, you know, pricing's very good, so if it's still £145, then, you know, go for it, because, you know, value of a pound's gone down. It's like a Chinese projector, you're saving yourself a lot of monies. So, yeah. I will guess I'll see you in the next one. I guess.